Hey everyone, welcome back to Discard Dead, where normally we open boosters, boxes and decks of dead and out-of-print trading card games. Today we're going back to the world of Warhammer 40,000. You might remember a couple of months ago we opened the Kill Team Salvation box, featuring the Striking Scorpions and the Space Marine Scouts. Today, continuing with the Beta Decima story, we have got the Nightmare box, including the Nemesis Claw for the Night Lords Trader Legion, and the Drukhari Mandrakes of Elendrach. I can never remember that. Let's have a look and see what's inside. Okay. This is a much larger box than the Salvation Kit, in case you couldn't tell. Wow. Okay. So, right away in the box, we've got the Generatorum hub, which is 1, 2 massive sprues. Now that looks pretty cool by itself. And honestly, these pieces are pretty fire. But we'll get to that later. Let's see. Spaces. We've got 1, 2 little sprues, 4, 6 little sprues for our Drukhari Mandrakes, 1, 2, 3, 4 big sprues for our Nemesis Claw. Now, apparently, according to some sources, these 2 sprues are what you'd normally get in the Trader Legions, and this is a set of upgrade sprues to make Night Lord stuff, which is pretty cool. And if you can't quite see it, I'll put it straight up. There's a nice little skin cloak there, and a sick looking ribcage chain blade right there. Chainsaw, sorry. Let's have a look and see what else is in here. This box is pretty deep. So we've got transfers, awesome. We've got a Mandrake head that came off the sprue, sick. And this beautiful pack here. That's glorious. Let's see, opening this bad boy up, we have got paper. We've got some data cards. Let's see, we've got, Mandrake mission cards. We've got Nemesis Claw mission cards. Instruction booklet. Bespoke tokens for each faction. And we have a beautiful softcover Nightmare book featuring missions, narrative campaign rules, and other cool bits and bobs, and some sick artwork, I must say. Awesome. Well, today we're going to start with the... Let's go Kill Team. Let's go, Nemesis Claw. Yeah. Let's get some Traitor Legion action going. See you in a bit, forgot to mention. So the last 2 videos that I did for Salvation, I did this part first, and then I went to the clipping, cleaning, gluing side, and then I went into the painting. I'm gonna skip the cleaning and clipping and gluing for this video, and probably for the Mandrakes as well. Just want to experiment with something, or at least get your ideas on how you feel the process goes, whether you like it better or not. I don't know. Anyway. We'll be starting to paint very soon. So after priming with Standard Mechanicus Grey and then putting on some Macragge Blue, we're just going to put Gold Retributor on all the little bits of trim on the armor and on the backpack and on the helmet and the chainsaw on each end of each part of each plate. Now that that's all done, looks pretty good. We're going to head on with some iron hand steel. And this is going to go onto the chainmail bits in the tabard, the little exhausts on the backpack, and the teeth of the chain blade. Next up, we're going to touch up on all the little wings motifs on the helmet and the shoulder pad, and also the body of the chainsword with some Mephiston red. Okay, now that's all done, we're going to head off with the tabard, painting the skin tabard with some XV88, and this is also going to go on the skulls in the backpack and the shoulder pad and all the other little skulls that you see around it. That's all dry, we're going to hit back on that little tabard there with a mix of XV88 and Kislev flesh to sort of start bringing out that flesh tone. Moving on, now all that stuff's done, that's all the base colours of the model. We're going to hit everything with a light wash of Nuln oil. It's going to get into all the cracks in the armour, all the other details as well, to sort of bring those colours down to a darker shade. Now that our washes are all done, bring it back to that sort of darker tone. We're going to hit those skulls with a bit of Morghast bone. It's going to go on the skulls and the shoulder pads, and also on the backpack as well. Bone is done. We're going to go back on those areas with some Seraphim Sepia. This is going to go onto all the bone sections, all the browns and all the reds as well. And also the gold. Now we're going to start getting into some of our layer paints. First of all, we're going to hit back on those red areas with some Evil Sun's Scarlet, just highlighting those wingtips and the body of the chain blade as well. Revisit the tabard with a mix of Kislev flesh and Screaming Skull to sort of accentuate that nice pale flesh tone. So now that we've finished a majority of the model, we're going to touch on the body with some lightning bolt motifs using some white scar slightly watered down. This is going to go on the greaves and on the right side shoulder pad as well.
So hitting back with some highlights, we're going to use McCrag Blue and Lothern Blue on the armor shades, on the armor plates. Now I kind of beefed this and got the focus mixed up, so just kind of bear with me a bit. Also at this stage I'd already pre-textured and done up the base too. Okay, we're going to follow on with our misfocused, terrible camera shots with some Lothern Blue and White Scar mixed to touch up on the little highlights on the armor. Next we're just going to get a little bit of that XV88 back on all the lower sections just to bring up the nice brighter brown tones. Finally, we're going to use some Black Legion contrast in between the armor plates for the black carapace or the ribbings between the armor plates. Rightio, that's all done. These guys were a lot of fun to build and a bit of a pain to paint, but that's okay. I enjoyed doing the different coloured skin on the captain's cloaks. I think all the colours really popped, and ultimately I think they turned out pretty well. I did have a bit of a problem with the standard guy. He kind of snapped off halfway through the project and it was a bit tricky to get him back on, but he turned out okay. So we've got our data cards here going through all of the operatives, detailing all their abilities, all their stats, all their extra bits and pieces, all that stuff, yada 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 yada. And then of course we've got all the tokens, and here's the card that tells you what all the tokens are. And finally, of course, I'm going to finish off this video like I did the last couple with a couple of my other kill teams. So in preparation for this one, I also painted up the Hand of the Archon, which is the Drukhari kill team. These guys were also a lot of fun to build and also a pain in the ass to paint, but they turned out pretty good too, I think. And then following after that, we've got the Tau Pathfinders, and again, it seems to be an on-running theme with this particular video. Fun to build. Actually, no, these guys were terrible to build, but fun to paint. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Catch you in the next. Bye.